This project is an interesting exercise for me, and there's two of them. I want to show you both. Why is it interesting? Because I'm actually freehanding, which I often don't do myself. I often, as you know, will take a sketch and model and I'll extract the perspective lines from the model to help me better draw things in perspective. And this project doesn't have the bandwidth or the resource to build a model or even a simple one. So what I actually just did is do a simple 1 point perspective in this example, and you'll see that I've started with a construction line in pencil in Procreate, and this is one of the brushes that Procreate offers. So slowly and slowly, I'm building the context around, and I'm really just trying to show the kitchen in here. Now, without finishing that drawing, I'm actually getting a head start on the second part of the story. And also, I'm building the perspective from scratch. I'm just really eyeballing things because I want to do this quick. It's sort of a 1 point perspective, not very scientific, if you will. But here I'm looking at my plan drawings next to me, and I'm really just kind of based on my intuition, building these perspective from my intuition. So a lot of times we try to get too perfect in the perspective, but it's really just, the vibe or the context that you're trying to show here. So I wouldn't be too prescriptive in my own practice about building a perfect 1 point perspective. Now, back to that first drawing, we're going over the original construction line with a secondary, more refined version of the design. And here, maybe we're thinking about more details like the color, the cabinet. So again, we're coming back to this drawing. I think what I ended up doing in here is actually going over this with a pen and ink look, even though I think the pencil drawing looked actually okay with what I needed. But I did end up going over this with an ink brush, which you can download in the description below. And here I'm just really tracing over the existing construction line, adding some color with my Copic marker language. Here you can really get a sense of now the depth, the color of the materials, some of the accents for the wall. And I'll do the same thing with this kitchen in another space. I'll do it with ink drawing, getting some text called out, getting the materials in there. This can be done fairly quickly and very fun to do at the same time. And again, the Copic marker brush, bringing some depth, and just really quickly show the concept without just really showing too much of the details about the dimensions or the architecture. So these were actually used in the client presentation, even though they weren't very precise or accurate. They were enough to understand the big picture about the space and the plan that we had envisioned for the client. So this is just a very different example of what I usually would do in a perspective drawing. And this is purely done with eyeball, not very scientific, and just all very quickly in a matter of an hour or two.